Hello student friends, I am Kesav Murthy from Coimbatore. I am an HR cum educational consultant. In our YouTube, we upload many videos on education, scholarships and higher studies, etc. In this video, we look at a title called How to Study Smart. So here, many of us who are, this particular video is meant for students who are in the class 9 to class 12. And it can be even be useful for college students. So one of the things which we need to decide on how much time to study. It has been found with various researchers that you can study from 25 to 30 minutes with lot of focus and concentration. And every 30 minutes you can take a break for about 5 minutes. That break can be talking to your mother or talking to your friends or even listening to song, etc. And likewise, you can go on studying up to 3 hours. That is, you can do 5 sessions of 30 minutes and study for about 2.5 hours, and half an hour break is required for covering all the 5 sessions. And beyond that, if you go without any break, if you study for more than 30 minutes, there's a chances of that you get disinterested on the subject is very high. Then let us look at where do we study. You have to choose a place where it is quiet. You have to study at a quiet place. So obviously your bedroom is not the right place because you may feel sleepy in the bedroom, or your dining hall cannot be the right place for a simple reason that you may be tempted to eat whatever is there in the dining hall, and your living room, that is the room where your television and all your guests come, so that there will be a lot of disturbance in that particular room. So you need to find a place where you can study. You have to create a study area. That's the most important thing. And secondly, you can use a light, a lamp, a study lamp for your studies. So whenever the study lamp is on, you will get the kind of a mood that for studying. So a study lamp will be very useful. And then you will be studying two things normally in any of the textbook. One is the concept, other one is a fact. And if you want to remember these facts have to be remembered by memorizing it. You have to memorize so that you can remember it. The concept, we call it as a grasping the concept. We don't say it is remembering the concept. We say it's a grasping the concept. That is, you study the concept, you understand the concept, and then try to make it, write it in your own words, whatever you have understood about that particular concept. That is very important. So put the concept in your own words. So that will be helpful. And you can have a study group. You can have a team of 2 or 3 students or 4 students and form a study group and study together. That will be more meaningful. That will be very interesting. It will be very beneficial also. And whenever you attend a class or a video, take some short notes while the video is on or when the class is going on. And as soon as the class is over, you come back and then expand the ones which you have taken the notes on the topic or the concept where you have taken the notes. So when you expand, you can, after the expansion, then you can give it to your classmates so that they can read it and then find if there is any error. And then whatever you have studied, you can teach to someone. Quite easily you can teach to your classmates, that is one, or to some juniors. Or if nobody is available, you can teach to your mother. Your mother will be willing to listen, and then whether she understands or not, she will be willing to listen. Okay, and or you can think about the concept which you have studied. Thinking is like talking to yourself, or maybe teaching to yourself. It is equivalent to teaching to yourself. So you can think about the concept for yourself so that you get a clarity on the concept. Then we need to read the textbook from page 1 to page last, wrapper to wrapper we say. But how do we read this textbook? So there has to be a methodology to read a textbook so that you derive the maximum benefits. Now that we call, initially you have to survey the textbook. Suppose there are about 4 or 5 chapters in the textbook. Take one chapter each and then you have to survey the chapter first. What it means is you have to go through the pictures, figures, tables, and names and numbers in that particular chapter. That is called surveying. While surveying, you will raise some questions. Some questions will come to your mind. Raise those questions for yourself. Then you go start reading the entire textbook. from first line to the last line in that chapter. And then you recite or you recall whatever you have learnt in that, during the time of reading. And then when the exams are there, you review this, whatever you have studied on that particular subject or particular chapter. Then there's one more thing, like for example, we said you need to remember the facts. That is, you have to memorize the facts. How do we remember the facts? So you can use what is called mnemonics. Mnemonics are some, it could be acronyms, or it could be coined sayings, or it could be some images. For example, an acronym like VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR, it refers to the 7 colors. So you can form such acronyms as and when it's required. Not necessarily the acronym which is there in the books or what's just told by your teachers. You can have your own acronyms. The second is you can coin a saying. We in trigonometry we have a saying called all silver teacups. In electronics, college students, they know electronics students, electrical students know there's a color code for this resistor called B.B. Roy, Great Britain, very good wife. So such words or sentences can be coined. Or you can have some images. For example, if you are studying about sphere in geometry, then you can think of laddu. Laddu is the example of sphere. So that's likewise you can imagine some image. You can have some images. Then the last but one point is you should sleep well while studying. That's very important. 7 or 8 hours of good sleep is required for school students. So you have to sleep well. And the final point is you should eat well. That is also important. You have to eat well in the morning. Afternoon also you should eat well or heavily. And then in the evening you can eat light. That's very important. And whatever you have studied, you can revise it at the end of the day. So these are some of the tips which we offer to the school students for studying smart. We hope it is useful to you. In case you find it very interesting, you can share this to your friends, classmates, teachers and parents. Thank you.